more difficult is going to be the Russia-Ukraine situation.
President-elect Donald Trump says he'll try for a peace deal between Russia and Ukraine at the start of his next presidential term, and said both sides may have to compromise.
Got to be a deal. No, got to be a deal. Too many people being killed. That is a war that's hard. Too many people. Got to make a deal. And Putin has to make a deal too.
He also called President Joe Biden's decision to let Ukraine lob long-range weapons into Russia stupid and a big mistake. The next day, Kyiv took the fight to the heart of Moscow, with Ukrainian security forces claiming responsibility for the brazen assassination of a key Russian general by a bomb hidden in a scooter and detonated just kilometers from Red Square. Analyst William Pomerantz said a future Trump decision to roll back support would have significant military consequence for Ukraine and could pit Trump against U.S. allies.
I see a potential clash between our NATO allies and President Trump as to what is the future of the war. And quite frankly, when Trump talks about negotiations, it really means that Ukraine has to negotiate and surrender, as it were, but he doesn't really put any conditions on Russia.
The departing Biden administration is trying to spend every penny of available Ukraine security assistance before he leaves office. A National Security Council official explained why to VOA.
Ukraine is about the fundamental basis within the international system upon which everything else rests. That's sovereignty, it's territorial integrity, it's the inviolability of borders. If you don't protect that in Ukraine, you don't protect it anywhere.
Congress ultimately decides whether to keep money flowing into Ukraine's fight. Republican House Speaker Mike Johnson to VOA.
I think that President Trump's election has already changed the equation there. I think he's the one that can bring that to a resolution, and we're looking forward to his leadership on that point. So we'll have to see.
Houston Democrat Erica Lee Carter, recently elected to serve the last few weeks of her late mother's congressional term, used her limited time in office to echo her mother's support for Ukraine.
I'm not counting out Ukraine until everyone in Ukraine stops fighting, and I don't see that happening till they win the victory.
Her observation highlights a significant issue, whether Ukraine is even ready to settle. Members of President Volodymyr Zelensky's government recently made the rounds, seeking support from neighbors such as Poland and from as far afield as France and Australia. When asked recently if he was ready to down arms and come to the negotiating table, Zelensky said he first needed to see security guarantees and a plan for peace. Anita Powell, VOA News, Washington.